Academy Award winner Helen Mirren has taken on her most challenging role yet. In her latest film, she's bringing to life and times of Israel's first and only female Prime Minister, Golda Meir, to the screen. It's a huge undertaking and not one she went into lightly. In an exclusive interview, I spoke with Helen about why she chose to take it on.
Today, the Egyptian and Syrian armies launched an offensive against Israel.
This is such a fascinating film. I mean, Golda was Israel's first and only female leader. I'm sure you didn't step into Golda's shoes lightly.
Interesting you mentioned her shoes, because her shoes were very much part of her personality. She always wore exactly the same shoes. But no, not shoes to step into, without consideration and research. Certainly her grandson was very, very supportive and very encouraging of me to play the role. With a person that's iconic as that, as important to Israeli history as that. But also, I have to say, an important sort of feminist figure in the history of women. Golda became Prime Minister. And at that time, I had never, ever seen a female politician, head of a country. She broke that glass ceiling, as one says. It was a very important moment for me personally to realize, because the minute you see that happening, you realize it's possible.
So when you're younger, you do look up to these women, but it's interesting how that evolves as you get older and you start to think more about how or what they would have went through to climb the ranks and get to the positions they were in.
Absolutely, and you become aware of their flaws and their mistakes, and Golda was not without her prejudices. She was, a creature of her time in many ways. She was this extraordinary mixture, a very bright woman, and at the same time, very feminine. But a different kind of femininity, which is equally powerful. The femininity of the grandmother, the femininity of the mother. She was ultimately a formidable figure without sort of having to do a Mrs. Thatcher all over the place. She didn't march around with, the still helmet hair and, business. She didn't feel the need to do that. An absolutely fascinating personality, truly female personality.
In my day, they stood for the Prime Minister.
It must feel like an uncomfortable and weird time to be releasing the film.
Very strange time. And our film, we finished the film before the present war in Israel and Gaza. But just as the film was about to be released, the October the 7th happened, and obviously an absolutely cataclysmic moment in Israeli history, and indeed the history of the Palestinian people.
If the Egyptians defeat us with Soviet weapons, what message does that send to the free world?
You are no stranger to playing significant women throughout history. I mean, you've played Queen Elizabeth I and II, of course, Golda now, Catherine the Great. What is it, do you think, that these women have in common that propels them to greatness?
It's interesting you mention all those three people. I think the one thing they all shared was a total and absolute dedication to their countries. And I think that is the quality that I see very clearly that joins all four of them together. And I'm not saying these women were without egos, far from it. All four of them had a sense of sacrifice. They were sacrificing their personal lives. And certainly Golda sacrificed her personal life. And I'm not sure that a lot of male leaders have that same of personal sacrifice.
We will keep fighting for a guarantee of life and peace.
Oh, I just love Helen Mirren so much, and Golda is in cinemas this Thursday. Isn't she wonderful?
She is. That was a great interview too.
She's a great actor.
Yeah, really good. Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my God, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
that never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?
Always happens.